Will Ferrell does play a lot of parts in movies, right? I mean, really, he might be a guy suffering from a case of schizophrenia. I mean, really, like, he can be in mid-conversation and just break out into one of his characters. Like, he's talking about football. Hey, did you see those Chargers the other night? We're going streaking!
Suzanne, you're all that I wanted of a girl. You're all that I need in the world that I wanted of a girl. Yeah!
Now, if you're one of those arrogant people who don't like Will Ferrell and just think, oh, when he gets a script, he doesn't even read it, he just takes the part. Like, he'll play a basketball player whose team sucks, he'll play a soccer coach, he doesn't know anything about soccer, he'll play a race car driver, he'll play an anchorman, he'll play a roller skater. You know what? Screw you guys. Out of all the movies Will Ferrell is in, he makes a legitimate effort to make people laugh. Even in his Oscar caliber performance in Stranger in Fiction, I thought he was amazing in that movie, and he still made me laugh in that movie, but in a good way, intentionally. But out of all of the roles that he's been in, Megamind is definitely in my top 5 of his roles that I love. But what about the movie? Yes, this movie was amazing. DreamWorks Animation has tried to get up to the level that Pixar is, but yeah, it's never really succeeded to that. Megamind, though, it was good. It's the very best DreamWorks Animation film since Shrek. In your nose! Cool. But anyway, getting into the info of the film, it's directed by the guy who did the 2 Madagascar films, and he was an animator on Space Jam! Whoa! Random fact of the day! Light bulb! Weird. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, it stars Will Ferrell, of course, Brad Pitt, Tina Fey, David Cross, and Jonah Hill. And a surprise cameo by somebody. But I'm not going to tell you because I'm not weird. Well, I maybe will. I might. Anyway, the plot is that Megamind, he is a blue-headed, big-headed alien from a faraway galaxy who's shipped to America, to Earth. What am I saying? To Earth after a little incident to his home planet, and he's been there ever since he was a little baby boy. And he's always been in a lifelong, rivalry with this guy, Metro Man, played awesomely by Brad Pitt. And they go like 20 to 30 years later, they're like famously or infamously facing off as the hero, Brad Pitt, and the villain, Will Ferrell. And he's just, geared up all this angst in his body, Will Ferrell, and, one day he just finally destroys Brad Pitt's character, and then he just takes over the city of Metrocity, as he would call it, even though it's Metro City, with his minion, played awesomely by David Cross, while trying to get with a famous reporter, played by Tina Fey. And she's stalked by Jonah Hill. I know it sounds like a lot of characters, but still, it works very well. Now, the good things about this movie is that the emotional depth of the characters works totally well. The dialogue given in this movie to all the characters is great. I know a lot of people... I'll talk about Jonah Hill's performance in a minute, because I want to defend him. But anyway, the humor in this movie, this is probably the funniest DreamWorks movie I've seen, like, ever. Maybe funnier than Shrek, but not as good as Shrek. But, Megamind, all the characters, you get enough adaptation to the characters that you just care for them. And like I said, the emotional depth to them is so good, and the story is very, very well written, and there's a lot of twists and turns in this movie that you really wouldn't expect if you didn't see the trailer. Even if you did see the trailer, there's like 1 or 2 twists that they didn't even show in the trailer that I'm not going to give away. But this is just a very well written animated film. The bad in this movie, very few things. Maybe because it's cliche. That's pretty much what every DreamWorks film is. It's cliche. But here's the thing. Cliche isn't always bad. Out of all the DreamWorks movies, this is probably the least cliched, I would have to say. Yeah. Let me see. Double check. Yup. I'm a fast reader. that just went on the ground. Getting on to the acting now. The acting, Will Ferrell. This is, like I said, one of the best roles I've ever seen him give. He was fucking hilarious. Definitely very good. One of the best voice actors I've seen this year. Brad Pitt, in a few scenes that he's in, is actually really good as the cocky Metro Man. Oh my god, he was really funny. Very, very, very memorable, his character. Tina Fey, she was probably the weakest for me, even though she had some, like I said, the dialogue was really good. She definitely worked well with the dialogue. But if you gave it to another actress, let's say Amy Poehler, probably would have worked with it a little better, even though Tina Fey is like the hot TV actress now that everybody recognizes. Amy Poehler's show got canceled. Fuck you, NBC. That's a better show than 30 Rock. Anyway, I like Parks and Recreation. Calm down. Anyway, also in the acting, David Cross. Like I said, he's very good. He's there for a lot of cheesy, funny scenes that are just sprinkled in to this movie, and he's really, really good as Minion, and definitely a scene stealer. And Jonah Hill. I want to talk about Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill, in every movie he's in, I always like him. He's always great in my mind. And this included. He's really good in this movie. And a lot of people said when it came to the emotional scenes with his character, he failed because of his voice. His voice, he showed that it was kind of like the Superbad character, but he's pushed over the limit and a little mixed with his Forgetting Sarah Marshall character. He's definitely a stalker in this one. He's creepy. He's definitely a great villain of a character. And you definitely feel his emotions. Like I said, great emotional depth with the characters. I can't stress that enough. But still, also the visuals in this movie, jaw-dropping. And I saw this movie online. Yeah. And they were still jaw-dropping. Don't see this movie and, I'm not going to say the words. Well, I'm going to show you the words. Yeah. Don't see it in that. It's not really needed for that. Just because the movie's animated doesn't mean it needs to be in... Yeah. I'm sick of saying it. Anyway, yeah. Like I said, this is probably one of the best animated films I've seen in a very long time. It's the second best animated film in the DreamWorks category. And yeah, I'm Mr. Google, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, and I am also going. We're going streaking!